I'm gonna hand over the mic to Anshu. Please welcome Anshu. So Anshu will be talking about blockchain and get inspired by it.
So hello everyone.
Hello.
And welcome. So as you all know, I am Anshu Kumari, and first of all, before starting the session, I would like to say a huge thank you to C# Corner, Sir Mahesh Chand, Madam Niloshima, Sir Dinesh Beniwal, Sir Manish, Sir Harsh Kumar, and Mr. Anjani Kumar, who is my mentor. And special thanks to the team over here to give me such a great opportunity to speak. So now, beginning with the session. So first of all, I would like to tell a little about myself. So I am one of the youngest speakers on blockchain and a technopreneur who leads a team of youngsters to learn entrepreneurship through blockchain and other technologies. And I'm also the CEO of Blockchain Kids, which is more about helping kids to learn entrepreneurship at an early age. And with all of this, I'm an avid video blogger who blogs about technology, especially blockchain, extended to Vedic Maths, Python, .NET Core, C#, MongoDB, Power Apps, and so on. So now I'd like to say a thought for the day. So the thought is, necessity is the mother of invention, which means that when you are needy, you invent. And on the basis of this, I would like to continue my session. So when the Second World War ended, computers had vacuum tubes and they couldn't communicate with each other, and even if they wanted to, they used magnetic tapes. And at that time, people were planning to go on the moon. Obviously, the military computers were very advanced. But on the other hand, the normal computers were still being developed. At that time, ARPANET came into the picture. Now, what is ARPANET? So, ARPANET is the first technology to use peer-to-peer based technology. Now, what is peer-to-peer based technology? So like one person is over there and one is over there. They both are talking to each other without any middle party. This is called peer-to-peer technology. And it also used packet switching technology. Now what is packet switching technology? Think of it, you have a big data, you are dividing it into chunks and spreading it into the whole network, and at the same time sending that data to the destination. This is called packet switching technology. And you can say that ARPANET was the birth of internet. So then ARPANET went on, and then came the 90s, where BitTorrent came. Now what is BitTorrent? BitTorrent is a system that is used to share big files between peers. And in the background, it uses TCP and UDP. Now, if everyone who is participating in the technology is working as a client and a server both. So the one who is downloading the file is the client, and the one who is uploading the file is the server. Now, if a file needs to be shared in the BitTorrent network, so first the file will be broken down into the chunks. Now over here, you can say that the file is a book and the chunks are the pages. And everyone is talking to each other looking for those pages, for the missing pages. And anyone who has those pages instantly leeches did, leeches used all the bandwidth, and as a result, the downloading speed became very, very fast. But the uploading speed was very, very slow. And peer-to-peer network only works on one principle: sharing is caring. Now, when people started communicating first, so they started sharing their thoughts. And when they started sharing their thoughts, they started sharing the workload. And if they are sharing the workload, they need energy, right? And if they need energy, they need food. And if they need food, they need money. So that means everyone should get a particular division of that earning. Now, if these things are added in BitTorrent, like there's a workload, there's security, there's transaction, here comes blockchain. Now, why do we say that blockchain is the technology of the future? Blockchain is the technology of future because, just take an example, like I have a camera in my house, it's recording the video in my house, but when my father needs the recording, first the recording will be sent on a server, and from that server, then my father has to download that recording. Now what's happening over here? It's not private, it's not secure. And just think, if my camera can directly send the videos or directly talk to my father's phone or laptop, then we don't need a third party, we don't need a server where the video will be first sent. It will be directly sent to my father's phone or laptop. And this is only possible with peer-to-peer based technology. And over here, we need blockchain as it's more secure, it uses peer-to-peer based technology, and it provides a lot of facilities. Now, what is blockchain? So if you want to learn blockchain, you need to learn the basics, right? So the first basic is peer-to-peer based technology. As I was already told you that peer-to-peer based, what is peer-to-peer based technology, so let's move to the next one. Cryptography. Now what is cryptography? You have a simple text, you're changing it into a complex code and then changing that complex code back to the simple text. This is called cryptography. Now the next one is hashing. You have a text and in that text you are changing the string of that text into a complex code. This is called hashing. Now we have digital signature. So if there is a message, a document, or you have software, when it needs to be authenticated, we use digital signature. Now we have consensus protocol. So it helps in a blockchain to check that the blocks are true, they are real, not the fake ones. And it helps the blocks to be synchronized. Yes, elliptical. So now, what is elliptical cryptography? So, in elliptical curve cryptography, we make the encryption key public, but the decryption key is made private. And in an elliptical curve, a key at some random point, a key is generated, and because of it, the technology becomes unbreakable.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the meaning of elliptic curve which you explained in previous slide?
Actually, right now I have shortage of time. You can just send it on my email ID and I will answer you there.
Actually, she has got a very small slot here. Actually, the session happens practically 2 to 4 hours where she did in a detailed way. That's the reason why she has to move fast. You can always question that.
Now, what is blockchain? As I told you in BitTorrent, the big file is called the book and the chunks are called the pages. Just like the same thing, the blockchain is the book and the pages are the blocks. And when these pages combine, they form a chain. So, everything has a viewpoint. So now what is blockchain from the viewpoint of transaction and money? So if you want to learn transaction, you should know the history of transaction. So first, in the history of transaction, the barter system came. And after some time, the money system came. And after the money system, the digital wallets came. And after that, the blockchain came, about which we are talking today. Now, what is a centralized ledger? So, if you want to learn centralized ledger, you should know what is a ledger. So, a ledger is a record of transactions. In a centralized ledger, the ledger is with a third party. Everyone cannot see that ledger. So, now what is the problem over here? The ledger, there are chances of fraud.